Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Black Sails, Season 3, Episode 3. I know I sound sick. It's because I am sick. I've been sick for the past couple of days. I thought it would get better, but it hasn't been, and I really want to watch Sails, so I'm going to keep my talking to a minimum. Basically what happened in the last episode, Flint makes the decision to go into the storm instead of facing Hornigold and all of his men who were offering pardons to them. Silver believed that they should have just taken the pardons and went back on their word. I honestly kind of agree with Silver in that aspect. I don't know why they just didn't lie and accept the pardons and go back on their word. I don't know, it might be a little bit more complicated than just doing that, but Flint decided to take all of them into the storm to get away because he knew Hornigold wouldn't follow them. They got out of the storm. Only a couple people died, I guess. I mean, that sequence of the storm and the ship in the storm was honestly incredible. Like, the visual effects, I was not expecting this show to go that hard with the visual effects. They got out of the storm, and then I don't remember how many days of supplies they have. I think they only have a few days of food and water. Like, they'll only last for a couple days, and the nearest coast is going to take triple that to get to. It's going to take like 3-4 weeks to get to the nearest coast. So I don't know. Up to this point, Flint has been able to get out of every sticky situation he's been put in, but I don't know about this one. This one, it seems like he literally can't come up with a strategy because they're surrounded by water on all sides. I don't think anybody could come rescue them unless they sailed super fast, but they said going full speed it would still take them like 3 weeks to get to the coast. So that's basically what's been going on, and then we have the whole storyline with Teach and Captain Vane. Teach/Blackbeard, because I'm starting, now that I'm like watching it a little bit more, I feel like he's Blackbeard, but I don't know. I really don't want to look it up because I don't want any spoilers, but I'm pretty sure that Edward teaches Blackbeard. I'm gonna go with my gut and say that he is Blackbeard just because of his appearance, but I could be wrong. So yeah, I kind of want to get right into the episode, so without further ado, let's get into episode 3.
I have to cut the men's rations again.
I really don't know how they're gonna get out of this.
If anything, stores are dwindling faster than we thought.
You think we should feed some of the men more than others? No.
That's
I think we should feed
crazy.
some of the men and not others. The survival of the greatest number of men on this crew rests entirely on our ability to maneuver this ship to land.
Well, why not just take the second best and push him over the side right now? Wouldn't that save us all a lot of trouble?
Silver seems to disagree with everything that Flint says.
With the men and resist this plan. If you challenge me in any way while we exist in this state, I will be forced to make an issue of how we entered into it in the first place. I'm asserting that as captain in a life-threatening situation, it is my right to have complete control. Those men entitled to full food and water rations, and those only on limited water for the time being.
He's over it. Something's gonna happen between Silver and Flint. I'm predicting it right now. They're gonna have some type of brawl.
The strategy involved in coordinating this fleet will be... That's enough. You, sit down.
And the rest of you, please listen closely.
I never approved of Eleanor Guthrie's harsh mothering of this place. That said, if you're going to behave like children, then I will be your daddy. When this meeting breaks, I will address the street, your crews, and
I love him.
will persuade them.
I know you're incapable of running from this fight, going back on your word to your friend downstairs, but I will offer you the best of all possible worlds. Your commitment is your burden. Consider what this place has forced you to become since you made that commitment.
You've been gone 8 years, and suddenly my partnership is this valuable to you.
Because he's your friend.
What? 9 wives. No sons.
Oh.
There's an instinct to leave behind something made in one's own image.
So he looks at Vane like he's
So-
his son, right?
There it is. Yes or no?
You cannot decide to follow a man like that and pick and choose when you deny him. Take your rations. I see him. I sat in his cabin and I watched him turn himself inside out over the idea that anyone in NASA would see him as the villain in that story. And now he's the greatest villain in the new world. I think it's torture for him. I think the only way he can imagine it stopping is when there are no more of us left to witness it.
Damn. That's fascinating. Like, he doesn't want to have this reputation, but he can't help it. He has it. Yep.
Captain, thank you. Oh, dear God, thank you for
He's gonna
seeing
shoot
the
him
truth.
too.
Don't do this. I ain't done nothing, I swear it.
Flint doesn't give a fuck. Holy shit.
Does anyone have anything to say? If you're not strong enough to do what needs to be done, then I'll do it for you.
You don't want to fuck with Flint. That is rule number 1. See, but here's the thing. He has this reputation of being this villain type of character, but does he truly want that? It seems like he's a little conflicted into what he wants his reputation to be. Like, I don't know if he wants to be loved or feared. I feel like fear is the most effective strategy for him at this point, but he's clearly going through it. Damn. I basically confirmed my statement, though. He doesn't want to be seen as this monster type of character. Like, he doesn't like doing that stuff, but I feel like it's necessary.
When I lost Thomas, I raged. I was distraught. I wept. But with you, I'm ruined over you.
I will guide you through it, but at its end is where you must leave me. At its end is where you will find the peace that eludes you.
I'm glad they're still integrating Barlow into this season, though. What the hell is that?
The Okago.
Oh.
I told you we were deceived about his having been recovered by the Spanish. Wasn't entirely true. You were deceived.
I'm surprised he didn't, like, see right through
I
Silver
replied.
when he did that.
Some of them may be weaker than you, some of them may be less smart. But don't you for a second believe I fit that description. You will account for me. Why are you telling me all this? So you can decide to fight me. Maybe kill me and figure out a way of hauling yourself back to that ship alone. Or acknowledge the fact that you and I would be a hell of a lot better off as partners than as rivals.
Okay.
You conceived all of this.
No. Alright, everyone needs to calm down.
Why did you do that?
I think y'all are just hungry. What is he doing? What? That's food.
We can eat those.
Yeah. Aw, damn. Scared them all away. Come on, Flint. Hold on to him. Oh, the music. Oh my God. That is crazy how real that looks. I'm impressed.
Again?
Oh, that's awesome. I still believe they function better as friends. I know it's hard because they're two alpha males, but it's possible. I think it's possible.
Why are we letting them pass?
Shoot on that man, and under the flag of truce. And the half of Nassau that remember him as the foundation of this place will rebel against the other half.
In the name of the governor of New Providence Island, be it proclaimed that any man on this island who will accept that embrace, that man will be offered a full, complete, and unqualified pardon. Your king and your governor wish to offer you a clean slate, a new beginning. There shall be a bounty of 10,000 pounds sterling for the capture of the pirate Charles Vane, dead or alive.
Oh God, people are gonna start to consider this. This is not good. No, no. No.
What the fuck's he doing?
Yeah. No way. Oh shit. Okay. I guess I find it kind of interesting that Flint is not in Nassau and we're kind of getting to see what Nassau is going through and how it's functioning and dealing with problems without Flint being there and without Eleanor being there for that matter too, because she's very crucial to the island's survival and success, and she knows the island inside and out. So the fact that she's not on it and running things makes a difference. It's kind of like a free-for-all over there right now. They just have Jack, they have Vane, and they have Teach kind of in power, but I don't know if that's going to be enough for what is going to happen, at least what's happening at the end of this episode, which is people are starting to accept the pardons. When Hornigold came to negotiate and offer them all pardons, and a bounty on Vane's head, apparently, a lot of people that I was not expecting to accept the pardons just accepted the pardons. So I honestly have no idea how this is all going to play out. I have a feeling that Flint is going to make it back to Nassau. Maybe not next episode because of what happened at the end of this one with what seems like a tribe of people on this island that they arrived at. I feel like this tribe that Flint just encountered is probably going to be the focus of next episode, but I also feel like he's going to make it back to Nassau eventually and probably fuck shit up. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna make the very bold prediction that the people back in Nassau, Vane and all of them, they're gonna lose a lot of men to the pardons or whatever, and then Flint is gonna show up with these indigenous people that he just encountered. This is a stretch, by the way. I don't know if this is how it's gonna go down, but I have a feeling that Flint is gonna be the one to save the day, and it's gonna be with the men that he gets from this indigenous tribe to probably fight on their behalf. I have no idea. I mean, I have no idea where they just landed, where Flint and all of his men landed. Like, I don't know what that island is, so I don't know who those people are. I have a feeling that they might be good. They might be beneficial. I think it's too easy for them to just be enemies. It also seemed like Flint recognized the island. I have no idea, but it seemed like he knew where he was. Like, he gave this look back at Flint like they knew where they were going. But I have no idea. I mean, they've been starving for the past 3 weeks. He just could be happy that they found land and they're gonna survive, hopefully, as long as this indigenous tribe of people doesn't attack them. But I kind of enjoyed this episode. Honestly, it was a little bit of a slower episode, but I enjoyed seeing how Flint and his entire crew handled and kind of went crazy because of the amount of rations that they had. It seemed like Silver and Flint, it was really heavily focused on them kind of going head to head, butting heads and fighting. And once Silver and Flint went out to go get food, they saw this whale, I think it was. Silver was talking to Flint and was like, I think we would function better as friends, you know? I don't want us to function as enemies. I don't know how well that's going to work out. I mean, since the beginning of the show, we've seen that Silver and Flint kind of go head to head even when they try to be friends and work together. I do think that they function better as friends, but it's also great entertainment when they do disagree, and Silver kind of brings up some really good points. I think Silver's definitely climbing the ranks, especially this episode. He's not afraid to stand up to Flint, but Flint is also not afraid to put Silver in his place. We also see Flint kind of become crazier and crazier. Maybe not crazier, but he had this scene where he was just fully crying alone in his cabin, and I think that's very representative of how he's feeling towards the actions that he's made. He doesn't want to be this monster character. He doesn't want to be Flint, but he's kind of now forced to, due to the circumstances that he's had to go through. And after Miranda's death, I think that was like the breaking point, and that's why she's so heavily focused on, and he keeps on seeing visions of her in flashbacks. It's almost like a reminder of why he does what he does and why he's so violent and insane and gives no fucks. It's also interesting to me that Silver confessed to Flint that he stole the Urga gold. It's fine and all that he's being really honest with Flint, but I don't think that that's going to be good for him in the future now that Flint knows this information. And I'm just surprised that Flint didn't know prior. Like, I'm surprised that he didn't just assume that Silver was sneaky and conniving and up to something, you know, suspicious. But I just hope for the future that they're able to put their differences aside and work together, because they are two super strong characters, and I don't want to see them fighting. But so it seems like as Silver's spine begins to grow and as he gets more courage to kind of stand up for Flint, it seems like it's inevitable that they just continue to butt heads, because Silver is kind of starting to grow into himself and become this leader, and he's very well liked amongst the crew. He's really climbing the ranks, so I think that might scare Flint. But at the end of the day, I think that Silver, and Billy for that matter, they both respect Flint, and they realize that he's the man with the plan. He's the only person that's really suited to be the captain and make these decisions, and they put their trust in him. I honestly don't really have any predictions for next episode. I really enjoyed this episode. Even though it was kind of a slower paced episode, I enjoyed watching them kind of struggle for food, the whole hunting with the sharks and everything. I loved that with Silver and Flint, kind of a bonding experience for them. I loved that whole sequence. And now I'm kind of curious to see how this whole pardon thing is going to go, and how Vane and Rackham and all them deal with this kind of, not betrayal, but all these people accepting these pardons. So I guess my prediction, and this is my long-term prediction, not for the next episode, because I feel like the next episode is going to be focused on the indigenous people that Flint just encountered. Flint is going to recruit them, somehow find a way to convince them to come with him, and he's going to go back to Nassau, save the day. It solves the problem of there being a lack of men due to the men in Nassau accepting the pardons. So that's the only way that they could really get more men. Otherwise, where are they going to get men? They can't leave Nassau, you know, Vane and all them. They can't go recruit men from other lands. They can't do anything. So yeah, I'm going to charge my camera, hopefully watch episode 4. As always, thank you guys for watching. Check out my other reactions if you have not already, and I will see you guys for episode 4. Alright, bye guys.